Polling is underway in Malaysia general elections for what's being touted as a very tight race between the candidates here. And despite the rain, scores of Malaysians, they queued outside several polling centres here. It's a close fight between the coalitions led by Malaysian Prime Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob, long-time opposition leader Anwar Ibrahim and former Premier Muhyiddin Yassin. The Malaysian opposition leader Anwar Ibrahim has cast his ballot in the general elections and said that he was cautiously confident of securing a simple majority, even in the face of a multi-cornered fight in this month's general election.
We have done our best, we have explained our case, and inshallah, God willing, we will succeed. Right now, I think things are looking good and we are cautiously confident.
However, with an unprecedented split of vote among the three coalitions, no bloc is expected to win the majority in the Parliament's lower house, which is required to form a government. This is Malaysia's 15th general election, and the country's 21 million voters will be choosing 222 lawmakers for the lower house of the Parliament. The key issues and concerns dominating the polls this time: the rising prices and economic prospects. The prices have been rising in the country, especially for basic food items. Apart from this, the Malaysians also have been frustrated with the political instability here that has rocked the country since the opposition ended 6 decades of UMNO rule in 2018. Another issue that dominates the polls is corruption. The country has been plagued with several cases of corruption, with the Malaysian former Prime Minister Najib Razak currently serving 12 years in prison for his involvement in the 1MDB scandal. And lastly, the race and religion, which remains a divisive issue as well in Malaysia. Now, there are various issues and concerns that dominate the polls this time. Malaysians are calling for a change as they vote in the country's 15 general elections. Let's just listen in.
I'm excited because I think we're going to get a new government, inshallah. Again. So let's wait and see. Yeah, I'm very confident that Malaysians will go out and vote today, and then we'll definitely get a new government.
We hope the leaders should be able to bring the country forward rather than, with the domestic issues. So Malaysia used to be one of the Asian tigers economically, so hopefully that will be translated again.
我们看到我们马来西亚其实本来是一个很好的国家啦，只是有一些贪污啦，所以希望新的政府啊，他们可以清廉公平希望我们的未来会更好。
上我係冇乜嘢，我就係要求物質上嗰啲嘢降低，我就好滿意。而家我哋屋企，我哋冇做工成20年啦，我哋出嚟食嘢消費就太貴咗。
Now, for more on this, we're being joined by Robin Augustine, a news editor of Free Malaysia Today. And thank you so much for joining us on this broadcast. Now, my first question to you, it's a tight race, as I mentioned. How do you assess the contenders, their prospects of gaining a majority here?
Right, it's still anyone's guess. At this point in time, it's still too close to call. Various surveys have been carried out with varying results, but in general, the surveys predict a victory for either Barisan Nasional, which has ruled the country for over 60 years, or Pakatan Harapan, the main opposition party. What is certain is that East Malaysian coalitions, Gabungan Rakyat Sabah and Gabungan Parti Sarawak will play a key role in the formation of the next government, especially if there's no clear winner in today's polls.
Right, absolutely. Also, how do you assess the issues that dominate the polls and voter sentiments this time?
Yeah, one of the main issues we've had is the political instability and the economy. These are the two very key issues. Ever since the Pakatan Harapan government collapse due to infighting in 2020, we've seen two other governments. We've changed prime ministers 3 times. One was led by Perikatan Nasional and later Barisan Nasional. So this has really affected our economic recovery efforts, and it's created a lot of uncertainty where the economy is concerned, where there's no certainty in policies. And this has been, Barisan, Perikatan, and Pakatan have all spoken about the need for a strong and stable government to bring this stability.
All right. Now, since there is no one contender who's expected to gain a majority, how do you see the situation panning out? What sort of policy shifts can this bring about?
It will depend. If there's no clear winner, then it will depend very much on which party then can form the majority. The East Malaysian parties are being seen as kingmakers, but for that to happen, you need one party to at least get beyond 80 to 90 seats. If in the event this doesn't happen, then we could be looking at a return to the sort of arrangement we had with the previous government, where you have multiple parties. And this can be problematic because in the last government, the parties that formed the government included enemies. So it makes for very unstable situation, and we could see, more populist policies instead of policies that the country needs.
All right, Mr. Augustine, thank you so much for joining us on this broadcast with your inputs on this.
Thank you.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.